Greetings to all my blessties. I've got good news. But first, a recent revelation. Loving and caring for others is very important, and it is a beautiful sign of your spiritual maturity and growth. But when we fail to remember the promise and the potential of what God intends for us, we can often put our own value to a minimum and cause ourselves to step outside of our purpose. In our attempts to rectify this mistake, often we isolate and we find ourselves completely incapacitated as far as the things that we are gifted in, and we can get embarrassed and become reclusive and not pursue the things that we had the energy and the inspiration to pursue before the incident occurred. For example, as a coach, a spiritual leader, or just as a parent, going through divorce, going through separation can be a major source of humiliation for a lot of purposeful people. And it can cause them to shut down and begin to punish themselves on top of the debilitating circumstance that they've already endured. But here's the good news. When you learn to forgive yourself, when you learn to forgive yourself, you bring the sense of humility into a purposeful place. Because a lot of times what we're calling humility is actually self-deprecation. And self-deprecation is not fruitful. Your spirit needs to be confirmed and affirmed, not only by outside sources, but by you as well. You have to remember that your mistakes do not define you. You are not the sum of your worst actions or reactions. Your heart and your spirit want to be able to express the purpose that God has placed in you. And the way that we do this is by forgiving. Not just others, but allowing ourselves to move from that mistake into the next place. Well, transformation lady, how can you instruct me on doing that? I'm glad you asked me that question, because here's the good news. Ridding yourself of false humility, which shows up as self-deprecation, is the first step to forgiving yourself so that you can move out of this so-called imposter syndrome that people talk about all the time. You can move out of that place into a place of reality. In reality, you are a human, and it's not really so unfathomable that you made a mistake. True humility is recognizing your own humanity well enough to give yourself grace. Wonderful grace, the same grace that you've given others, and the same grace that you teach and coach and instruct through and lead through. When applied to self, that is the true space of humility, because it recognizes that I, just like anyone else that I'm coaching, I have made mistakes. I will make mistakes. I will need to correct my course, but my soul is still anchored. I may have to weather the storm, but the anchor is going to hold. And as I come through this transition, I will come out as pure gold. I want you to understand today that whatever you're experiencing is not too difficult to overcome. You can have a blessed day. You can have a blessed and abundant life. Just take it one step at a time.